In rectangular coordinates and graph, in this section we're only going to cover two formulas, and the first one is the distance formula, and which tells us that the distance between any 2 points x1 y1 and the other one is x2 y2 is given by the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And in the animation and in the videos of my MATLAB, you're gonna see how they came up with this, how we came up with this formula. Okay, so let's do an example. Find the distance between P -2 3 and R -8 and 9. Now which one is x1 y1, which one is x2 y2 really does not matter. I mean, I can make this to be the first and this the second, or this first point and this the second. The only thing that matters is not to change the order. Once you pick one, keep it. So just to make it easy, we're going to take this as x1 y1, this one as x2 y2. So now the distance is none other than the square root of x2 minus a -2, which is the x1 squared, plus y2 9 minus 3 squared. So now let's see what we have. -8, negative and negative is positive, so -8 plus 2 is -6, squared is 36, plus 9 minus 3, that's 6, and 6 squared is 36. So now the square root of 36 plus 36 is the square root of 72, which is the square root of 6 comes out because this is 36 times 2, and we are left with 2. So make sure that you always simplify all the way. Okay, now the next formula, you can look at the examples I gave you here. The next formula is the midpoint. The midpoint between any 2 points is the average. So the x coordinate, it'll be x1 plus y1 over 2, and the y coordinate y1 plus y2 over 2. There's one that is straightforward example done for you, and I'm gonna do just this last example in this section. Let's see what it is. It says find the coordinates of the other endpoint Q of a line segment with one endpoint 3, -7, and midpoint. So this time we are not given 2 endpoints and we need the midpoint. We are given one endpoint and the midpoint. Okay, so the formula though that is in the previous page of the midpoint, let me rewrite it. So it's x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. Now what do we have? We have one of these, let's call this x1 y1, and we have the midpoint. So let's see, the midpoint, which is 4 and -4, is equal to, the x1 is given 3, the unknown is the x2 over 2, and the y1 is -7, plus we don't have the second point. So again, we have the x1 y1 and we have the midpoint, but this is the x2 y2 that we need, the unknowns. Now this point equal to this point, so a point equal to a point when the coordinates are equal. So I have two equations. One of them is that the 4 is equal to 3 plus x2 over 2, and the other one is the y coordinates should be equal, which is -4 is equal to -7 plus y2 over 2. Let's solve these two linear equations. Multiplying both sides by 2, we get 8 equals 3 plus x2, or x2 is equal to, subtract 3 is 5. Multiply by 2, we get -8 equal -7 plus y2, or y2 is equal to, add -1. So we found the point, which is 5, -1.